YouTube. So today I'm going to show you how to make baby food with broccoli. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the larger part off. Set that to the side. Oop. Maybe not in the camera view. And then I'm going to take, actually I'll just break these off like this. And after you get done breaking, you can cut some more off. And then break some more off. And then I have a regular strainer, a strainer that you can use in a pot for cooking. And I am going to cut all these broccoli up really good and small, and then put them in this, and then put them in my pot. Now that I have the broccoli in my colander, I'm going to go ahead and rinse it. And I did go ahead and put the stem of it into it, but I cut a very thin layer off the edge, so it wasn't like the ucky part that it's been exposed. So I'm going to rinse it, and then I'm going to go ahead and put it in my pot. You want to put enough water that it doesn't come all the way into the colander, but it steams the broccoli really good. In the pot, and there is water underneath for it to start boiling. I put it so that it will boil, and I'm actually going to put a lid on top of it to really steam it up. It takes about 15 minutes to cook, but just really whenever the broccoli is tender is fine. What are we making today? What do you think? Yeah? You gonna talk to us today? Minutes, so now my broccoli is done. I'm going to take the broccoli and I'm going to put it into my food processor and food process it really good, and then from there put it into my ice cube trays. To make sure it was done, I went ahead and took a fork and poked it into it, and they were soft enough to put a fork in, and I also took a little piece out myself and tried it, and it was pretty good. So as you can see, I have the broccoli into my food processor pot. It's still pretty warm, which is okay. It doesn't have to cool down. It's just sometimes it's a little bit easier to handle certain foods when they have cooled down. I'm going to go ahead and put it onto my food processor and process it up. All pureed, and to be honest, when I put it in there, the broccoli smelled good, but when I started food processing and would open it up and put some water in it, it did not smell very good. So now I'm going to take my ice cube trays and put them in it. And this one is also kind of a thicker one. Something I did want to say is something to remember is I am making quite a bit of baby food, but the baby food lasts you in the freezer for 6 months. So if you ever, if you work a lot, if you want to dedicate a Saturday a month or like a Sunday a month, or if you work on the weekends and one of the days during the week and just made baby food, you would have plenty for months and months. But something also to keep in mind is that you don't want to give a baby too big of a variety right away, just in case they turn out to be allergic. And it'd be really hard to tell what they're allergic to if you feed them apricots, and you feed them broccoli, and then you feed them sweet potato, and it's all in a day's time. Something else is if your baby ends up not liking it, something you can do instead of just going ahead and throwing it out is mix it with something else. For instance, Riley does not like green beans, and I have already made green beans, and so all I'm going to do is just mix them with carrots later on. So I could do, she eats about 3 cubes worth of food every setting that I have her eat food, and so I would just put 2 cubes of carrots to 1 cube of green beans, so she might not even notice them. Or you could put it with something that has quite a much stronger taste, like mangoes or blueberries, or I don't know if green beans go with that stuff, but you could always try it, and hey, they might like green beans then, or whatever it may be. I know my oldest did not like regular potatoes at all. She actually still doesn't really like regular potatoes. And so I never made her potatoes, because potatoes, for the most part, wasn't something that I froze. It was something I would make, like, with our dinner, which is something else, is anytime you make something for dinner, you can always just, like, if you know that they have already tried it, or, I mean, if you want to let them try it for the first time, you can always just take some of it, and I wouldn't season it. I usually don't season any of the stuff that I put into her baby food. The only exception is sometimes I will add cinnamon to the sweet potatoes or the apples or something like that. Cinnamon, from what I read online, don't quote me on it. I'm not an expert. I'm not a pediatrician. Cinnamon is not a highly allergic seasoning, and so as long as you only put a little bit, there really isn't any harm to it, and it makes this stuff smell really good. I know I've added it to my apples, and the apples, like, after I've put it in the food processor and everything, and I'm putting it into the ice cube trays, it always smells like straight applesauce. I even tried it one day and it tasted really good. Something else I wanted to talk about real quick about the baby food that I make. I did not start this channel to say that me making baby food is best, and that, you know, however you do it is wrong and anything like that, because my firm belief is a fed baby is the best, no matter if it's breast milk versus formula, store-bought baby food versus homemade baby food, organic baby food, any of that stuff. And I do try to make all of her baby food organic if I can help it, but where I live, that isn't the biggest option. There isn't a lot of opportunity for a variety of things to be organic. There are some things, of course, that are organic. I can get bananas organic. I can get green beans organic. Some apples I can get organic, but everything, like that broccoli, was not organic. If you watch my video from yesterday, the butternut squash was not organic, but hopefully with me cooking it down really good, hopefully it took out some of the pesticides and some of the uckiness that comes with non-organic fruits and vegetables. But I did just want to clarify that with me making this channel, with me showing you how to make baby food, if you don't have the time to make it, or if you just don't want to, that is totally fine. I mean, there are plenty of great companies out there that make baby food that's supposed to be all natural, and even the regular stuff from Gerber or Beech-Nut or any of the other great companies out there that make baby food. I mean, they've been doing it for years for a reason, but it is something that I enjoy. I do like that she doesn't get as many preservatives and uckiness that may come in the baby food, but that's just kind of like an added bonus. It isn't like the main cause of me doing it. Another thing is I only work 3 days a week, so I have 4 days off with my kids, and so I have a little bit of extra time on my hands to do that, and so that is why I enjoy making baby food. Alright, see you next video.